Hello, hello, you smart, strong, sexy individual. Welcome to Zero Lives, episode 32, recorded December 14th, 2015. I'm your host, Christian. Tonight we're getting back into Destiny. Have this love-hate relationship with this game where I get away from it, I keep getting pulled back in. What's pulled me back in this time is Sparrow Racing. So for the month of December, Bungie has incorporated racing mode across two maps with the Sparrows. They've introduced a slew of new Sparrows with a new top end speed of 160. Some of them can do a few tricks. It's overall pretty good. It's a nice mix of if you ever played games like Extreme G or F-Zero. So a whole lot of speed, a lot of stuff going on the screen, and it's hard to kind of keep up with it. So with that, there's also gear that players can acquire to help with the Sparrow racing. We go into my inventory here. There's a few different sets. The circuit equipment you will get from the quest rewards from the Sparrow distributor here. We're going to run over to her real quick. There are several different classes within the Sparrow Racing. I believe they start you off with C, and then you work your way up through the S class. After you complete each objective, you'll go ahead and get a piece of equipment. I believe it starts with the legs, then goes to arms, chest, and then head. Could be wrong in the order, doesn't really matter though. So Amanda Holloway is the quest starter. She also will give you the daily quests. So, like this one, just going to go ahead and complete without destroying. The Venus map in less than 2 minutes. There's only the two maps, so you have Venus and Mars. They're both 3 laps each, and it's easy enough to do it in under 2 on Venus.
You know your stuff.
So this would be the gear here that you get. You can't actually buy the gear from her until you've completed the quest, and then it's automatically given to you as a reward. So in my opinion, there's not much point in buying it from her. Those are legendary marks, much better spent on other things. Otherwise, she has the same pretty standard selection of Sparrows. So if you don't have one that's doing at least 140 on the speed, go ahead and pick one up. They're pretty cheap, $22.50. Otherwise, you can head back over to the in-game currency vendor. They will sell you additional Sparrows for... It's kind of pretty shitty in my opinion, where they have the Sparrow box that will give you a random Sparrow that you don't already own. There's a couple other things in there, like if we go back into my inventory here, you can get horns for your Sparrow, and they will all expire at the end of SRL unless you go ahead and get them upgraded, which requires that horn relay. So we'll take a look and see what she's got here.
Evening, got in.
The biggest thing that seems really worthwhile is to get this record book, which will go ahead and keep track of your stats as you go ahead and race. But the price for it is 1,000 silver, which equates to about $10. For an event that's going to go ahead and disappear in a month, I have a real hard time justifying that. It's a bit of a hike, but I understand Destiny's trying to get away from the paid model where you go ahead and pay for the individual expansions, because House of Wolves and the Dark Below weren't really received all that well. The Taken King really turned that stuff around for them, but overall, they're probably going to see a bit more profit from doing individual items like this. But again, the big kick in the dick with it is we're only getting these mystery bags. You don't know what you're getting into, and they're $500 a pop. Now, as you do complete the quest line, you will go ahead and get one apiece, which does help out. But it's, I don't know. It's up to you. I personally don't think it's worth investing in. I really wish they would have had the records be something public. Everybody gets it, but it's not always going to work out that way.
Come again.
So beyond that, you'll go ahead and pick up different pieces of race gear, which you do want to pick up if you're going to actually compete. Each one will offer something different. Like the circuit will have different things like reduced cooldown after the Sparrow's destroyed, side boost takes less fuel, and this one here, amount of fuel gained from performing trips is increased. Then you can pick up individual pieces of like this Jade Rabbit gear, which will have the color modifier, the shader, will actually affect that gear. Otherwise, if you go full circuit, which is the quick, easy way to do it, you look like a little beige spaceman. It gives a very, 1970s vibe to the whole space with the space motif there. I kind of dig it, but it'd be nice to have, a little bit of color in it, which you can see there with the modifiers. Now, the only way you're going to get this gear that I'm seeing is by actually completing the races. Races themselves are pretty straightforward and easy. The one other item you will get, I'm not sure how it carries over to Hunters or Warlocks yet, but Titans can get this Racer's Mark, which is a pretty good item on its own. It does increase the SRL event standing. I'm not really sure how that really is going to play into things because, again, you're going to progress through it pretty quickly as long as you're keeping up on the quests.
You want a Sparrow with some swank to it?
So we'll go ahead and hop on over to a race. Races themselves are done through matchmaking system. There's 6 racers in each go round, and it won't give you the choice between Mars and Venus. It just kind of dumps you into whatever you have. We'll head over here. The other nice thing is if you don't have a lot of end game gear, this is a good way of getting at it. I've picked up several pieces like that sash and then a helmet as well. Otherwise, it does serve as good fodder for legendary gear. But then once you do complete the last quest, you will go ahead and get this spiffy little title placard here. So with the Sparrow Racing, it does scale. It doesn't really matter what gear you're wearing, besides, of course, the racing gear, so light level has no bearing on this. As you get that stuff, go ahead and use those motes of light, level that stuff up, and then you're going to start seeing the difference right away. Beyond that, once you can, go ahead and get one of the upgraded Sparrows that's doing 160 and learn how to essentially maneuver the tracks, because some of the tracks, on all of the tracks there are these checkpoints. You go through them, you're going to go ahead and get a boost. The checkpoints will get smaller and smaller depending on what position you are in the race, first being the smallest, last being the largest. But they're laid out in such a way that they're not always beneficial. You might be able to take a corner a little tighter or just bypass them altogether and then still keep a healthy lead.
Next and falling on the track. Make this race a little
So what I'm
more
riding right
exciting.
now is the Trick Sparrow. By holding down the right trigger, I can go ahead and perform tricks once I have sufficient hang time. The other nice thing with it is that it does allow me to take corners a little sharper with the side boosts. Which once you learn how to do that, it's gonna really make you stand out ahead of the pack. But if you haven't really been riding your Sparrow around a whole lot, you've just been getting into fire teams and and raids through pre-match stuff and not really exploring, it can be a little hard to get back into it. The steering definitely leaves something to be desired. I've played the mode pretty extensively over the past several days, enough to where I mean, I've unlocked pretty much everything that can be, but it still takes me a couple races to get warmed up here. Do you see there's a couple of those barriers that I did go ahead and just skip entirely because it put me right ahead of the pack. But yeah, getting back to the steering, you're going to be using both joysticks, left and right. The left is going to be more for the actual directional, whereas right is going to be the strafing. So you do need to steer both of them if you're going to be doing anything with it.
Lap 2.
Ah, I should have gone right there. So there are enemies on the track that can destroy your Sparrow. It's not often that that does happen, but it is something to be mindful of because they can impact the race by having grenades go off, or some of the larger enemies can go ahead and hit your craft. You see there, my Sparrow itself is on fire, so I'm probably going to blow up here shortly. Just a matter of when. Almost missed my shortcut. So I noticed there, I didn't necessarily have to hold down the right trigger to do a oh, yes I do. Alright, I don't know what happened there. But otherwise, hitting those gates is going to be the trick to winning this stuff. So hopefully it gives us the opportunity where we can go ahead and show off both of the maps. I mean, the rotation's pretty decent, but there are times that you're gonna go ahead and race the same one 3 times in a row. So it can get a little tedious, but at the same time, the muscle memory improves pretty greatly once you do the same track several times over. On the flip side of that, they're gonna go ahead and flip you over to the other map, and all of a sudden, you're struggling a bit. So you see here, since I'm in first, the gates are pretty narrow, but it's just a matter of getting into a healthy rhythm. But the sidestepping is also, again, going to be pretty critical. Before, when I started, I only had a Sparrow with the 140 speed and no sidestepping ability. So there were a lot of times where I would be on the verge of, or I shouldn't say verge of, I would outright miss a lot of these gates. Whereas with this, you can see right there, I can just go ahead, hop on over and get it as long as I have the boost available to me. That being said, little things like that can go ahead and screw you up.
That's it, folks. We've got a winner.
Alright, otherwise, you get some pretty fireworks that go off. Everybody kind of dicks around a little bit. You point, you jump off, you blow up. It's all good times. Point at this guy, because he's got antlers. It's got to create some serious drag. So much like at the end of any strike, they will go ahead and randomly assign rewards to folks. And supposedly anybody that's pre-purchased the season pass will go ahead and get Trick Sparrow in their inventory through the mail automatically. So you can see here some folks got some horns, some motes of light. There's one of those helms, which would be one of the racing. Different shaders, some boots. So there's definitely a reason to keep doing this. You can also turn in the strange coins with Xur if you did over the weekend purchase any of the threes to go ahead and help your chances of getting a better reward. I don't know how worthwhile it is investing in that with this. It's something I didn't really get a chance to do because I had already spent all of my strange coins. So it's going to keep everybody together, and hopefully we get another race here fairly quickly. And then maybe it'll be Mars. You can see what that shithole looks like. So, I mean, I can understand them wanting to make it a limited event because I was able to unlock everything over the course of several hours. If you really put in a strong afternoon, you can get all of it. It's still fun to do, though. I'd like it to become a permanent thing, but clearly the draw is going to be there because it's not going to be around forever. Conversely, I'd like to see something maybe like WoW with the Dark Moon Fair, you know, maybe once a week, or at the bare minimum, 1 weekend a month. Have it roll out. Everybody gets super jazzed. They can get in, get some rewards, and then just go ahead, cycle it back out. We would get that with the Queen's Wrath bounties from time to time until Taken King went ahead and patched it out of existence entirely, along with a lot of the other things. Speaking of Taken King, then you do also need that expansion to do the Sparrow races this month. If you haven't purchased it and you're still on the year 1 content, you will be locked out of this. Not sure why they decided to do that, but them's the breaks, and it's something a lot of people have been bitching about.
To ride with heart.
Got a crazy little wolf head.
Near your coordinates. Watch out.
So the enemies will go ahead and change up on each of the tracks as you race through. In this case, I think we had Taken last time. This time we have Vex.
Keep going.
So the pack can make things significantly difficult if you get caught up into their shenanigans. But there's been plenty of instances, much like that there. I had no idea where my character was. Throws me off. You'll also notice, as we do several more races here, where there's a lot of commentary from Holloway and Ghost. If you're switching positions between first and any other frequently, their commentary is going to be a little slow, and in addition to that, it just kind of repeats itself over and over again. Oh, you got first place. I thought we didn't want to be in first place. Oh, I'm pretty sure we wanted to be in first place. And I really, really wish there was a way to turn it off.
Second lap. How's the Sparrow
You see
running?
there, just being able to know the tracks and what areas to take. I went ahead and jumped
Lost the
from
lead.
last place to first.
They're passing you.
So I'm not entirely sure if the water does slow you down. I have a sneaking suspicion it does, or at least it feels like it does. Oh, I screwed that up. But otherwise, the daily bounties give it enough variety where I think, you know, it gives it some legs, gives you some reason to keep doing it. But again, we want to see something besides 2 tracks to really give it the legs where it needs it. But I mean, if you're just tired of running strikes and raids over and over again, this breaks up the monotony a bit. And supposedly, Bungie's going to be introducing several more modes similar to this one over the course of the next year. They've reported that the one coming up in first quarter of 2016 is going to be on par with our Halloween event, like in terms of scale. But we'll see. You know, I'd like to see something similar to this or equally as fun. So other racers can screw with you by sideswiping you a little bit. I've not really tried to do it a whole lot myself, but it can happen. Like you can see there, typically I like to go under that. Got forced up and over. But I think as the month wears on and more people do this, we're going to see races be a lot closer than they were a little while ago. Namely that the races themselves had a pretty large standing with folks. Sorry about that. Looks like we had some issues with the stream.
We have a winner.
Alright, so third. I mean, it's respectable. You see there, I picked up a Racer's Toolkit. Don't really know what I did to earn that. Go ahead and blow up next to these two, because that's what you do. Ow. So you can see there, just based on the titles alone, a few folks have already unlocked that, or at least completed the quest line. Otherwise, you just get essentially your time, how many of the gates you did end up hitting. I think one of those helms. But we'll see what we got in our box. Legendary SLR armor, the bright armor. When speed is your weapon. Let's see how it looks. I mean, it's alright. But you know what? I'm slave to fashion. If I can't match, then we're just gonna go ahead and be all beige and boring. Oh, back on Venus.
Sparrow race. Treat this like a fight, and you'll do just fine. Heads up, they're taking on the track. Don't let them slow you down.
You see, we went from Vex back to Taken here. So I got to use a bit of a weird grip on the controller when doing these races, just so I can do the side boosts. Where normally I'd have my pointer finger on the left trigger, I have to go ahead and switch that up to have the middle finger there, and it screws me up quite a bit. Now I understand that some folks might just play with it like that because, well, then you have, one finger for bumpers and then you got the triggers covered, but I don't know. I would usually alternate, and as such, not entirely used to it. Will here knows about that shortcut. So he's gonna be a bit of a trick.
That's some smooth
We'll just
riding.
jump right on
You're
over
in the
him.
lead.
Ah!
You lost the lead.
I screwed the pooch on that one. Oh,
How's
however,
the Sparrow running?
Faster.
it'd help
We
if I
can
read. You can click in both the L3 and R3 and get the same effect. So, go ahead and switch the grip back and see if that makes the difference. And I apologize for the lag. I'm not sure what's going on here. I tell you, I get everything prepped, I'm ready to go, and then I get hit with this stuff.
Final lap. Hit your boost and hang on.
Oh, I might just want to skip that second boost up there entirely. Seems to throw me off a little more than I'd like. Oh, Will screwed up there. Not that I'm doing any better right now. Probably cut down on his lead. Oh man, I'm not doing so hot this race.
We have a winner.
and change this up, see if we can get getting the latency issue fixed up. What did we get here? I got another temp horn. More strange coins. I ain't gonna say no to those. I think we'll give matchmaking one more chance to get us ported over to Mars. If it doesn't, we'll go ahead back out and then see if we can find it on our own. Go with the Aquarian horn here. And so gotta do 2 more races in the top 3. Ooh, look at that. Fully upgrade the Titan subclass. So if that's fully upgraded, then we can go ahead and let's start working on our Sunbreaker. Get a little dual spec action going here. Then I can give you a cheap son of a bitch in PvP until Bungie goes and fixes that. But I don't know, I liken this mode to, hey, look at that, they put us in Mars. Alright. I liken
Sparrow
the
race. Wanna win? Hit those gates.
Sparrow racing to the dogfighting in Battlefront. It wasn't a mode that I ever expected,
Cabal and Vex have infiltrated
and
the
I am pleasantly
Eyes up,
surprised at
Guardians.
how enjoyable it is.
Go!
Apparently Will is the man to take down on these races.
You realize being in first
Being
means more
skin-
things will be shooting at us?
Oh, fuck you, Will.
They passed us.
By skipping a couple of those gates, it allowed me to stay in the lead a little bit longer than I would have otherwise. Up here, we're going to do the same thing by just hopping over the stairs. Allows us to hug the corner. There are burglars going and shoving us off to the side. Shoot! Almost flew up there. Which is what it looked like happened to Turd there.
Second lap. This ain't over, Guardian.
Will, you're all over the place, buddy. What's going on? You realize you got 0 behind you? Shit's about to go down?
First place.
There you go. There you go. about to blow up. Not good, not good. Oh, by the skin of my teeth.
One more lap.
Oh, I gotta hit those checkpoints. Alright, up and over on this one. Oh, not good, not good. Ugh. Alright. As long as I don't screw the pooch here. I think we got this. Yeah, I hate those fans. But they look easy enough to go around. For whatever reason, they're like a magnet. They just draw me in. Alright. First
That's
place.
the race. We have a winner.
Sparrow's on fire. I'm on fire. Yeah, I dig the little difference in the sparrows that they brought about here. Hey, holy shit. That's pretty dang good. In between the menus here, we're gonna do some of the boring stuff and level up this gear. Here, burn some of these guys up. God, holy hell, barely touched that. Now I have to unlock the Jade Rabbit stuff for the legs and the arms. I like the color coordination. Then I gotta be all beige or my normal silver sparkly self.
SRL.
Back to Venus. I think we're only gonna get the one Mars race. Unless they can shoehorn a couple more in there.
Vex and Fallen signals ahead. They won't stop us.
Vex and Fallen. Good snacks.
Race!
Oh, that's not good. Really wanted to hit that one. I don't know that I want to be following a guy calling himself Zero the Loser. Yeah, dig? Telling me I'm gonna go down? Damn, if I keep racing like this. Oof, not good. Gotta eat up the time. And I hear that one sparrow, and I can't help but think of Sebulba's Pod Racer from episode 1. Even though that thing had more of like a chugging noise to it, I don't know, just it triggers the same feeling like, oh, that guy's on my
Second
ass.
lap. How's the Sparrow running? Race ain't over till it's over. Hit those gates.
Sparrow's running like shit, because I'm a terrible pilot, Halloway. Oh shit.
Do it. Hit those gates. One more lap. Keep going.
There we go. So it looks like we want to stay on top in that tunnel there. Stay ahead, take at least third.
And that's the race. We have a winner.
Alright. annoying chirpy horn. I don't have chirpy corn. Look at them pretty fireworks. Kinds of goodies. See there, they went ahead and unlocked the band there. Good on them. Good on them. I'd say though, it might be worth doing this just to farm the crap out of those strange coins. If we can burn up a couple more of these motes of light. Reduce cooldown, don't mind if I do. Hey, look at that. Added. Do a little of this, do a little of that. Alright, back at Mars. I think we might be able to wrap up on this one then. Maybe squeeze in a second one.
Hit those gates. Cabal signals out there, Guardian. Vex 2.
Oh man, you know, I just got a terrible thought. I think I'm gonna have to watch Mad Max after this. Just had the phrase shiny and chrome turn around in my head.
Go that way.
God damn you, Scott Johnson. God damn you. Oh man, I thought for sure that guy's shield was gonna stop me. Oh, did not want to point the nose down on that
You're leading the pack.
that staircase there. Oh, oh!
Passing you.
You're leading the pack. They're passing you.
You're in the lead.
Oh, jeez. Oh, nice. Man, all these explosions.
second lap.
Oh, screw you, that guy. Oh, not good. He got a hell of a lead off that. Fuck. I do believe I should have gotten credit for that gate. But maybe it works out for the best. Got a little more control over the Sparrow than I usually would have after that turn.
Last lap. Go for broke. That's some smooth riding. You're in the lead.
Oh, damn it. That right there just cost me the race.
Tower, thanks everyone.
I mean,
for their
second place ain't bad, but
we have our winner.
no first. You, that guy. Nice bike. Hey, look at that. I finally hit Crucible rank 1. After doing a total of what, like 2 PvP matches? Ooh, that blue and black looks slick. Another shader though. Don't mind if I do. Rabbit type 2. Don't necessarily know that you need to keep the extra rabbit stuff once you unlock the legendary. If you're into collecting everything, you might, but I don't know. I don't see much use in it. Says the guy still trying to get the T2 judgment set for his pally. Yeah, we'll squeeze in one more. Here, level this guy up. Alright, looks like Mars is where we're gonna wrap it up.
SRL. Treat this like a fight and you'll do just
So with the
fine.
holidays coming up, I'd like to do maybe an episode or two of the holiday themed stuff. I'm still debating what games to do it though. We'll see what ones are really offered.
her here.
It might be
Stay
something
safe
as,
out
you know, just running with WoW because they've always had great wintry Christmas events. But if anybody has any suggestions, please let me know. If I have the game, I will go ahead and do my utmost to stream it, and we'll cover the content. Or, you know, we could just always go ahead, cover our Hunter in Blood, say, yeah, it's good enough, and just, you know, roll around with some more Bloodborne. Wouldn't be half bad, you know. We'll throw on the doll clothes. We'll go Carolyn. See if we can go survive the Hunter's Nightmare. God, I can hear him right behind me. Yep, there he is.
The point was to stay in the lead.
You're in
Shut
the
up,
lead.
Ghost.
Hold on.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Just the repeated commentary. Like it should be on a timer.
You're leading the pack.
That was a pretty bitchin' backflip. I'm not even mad.
I like this
Yeah,
better.
he deserves to
when we were
win
in
after
first
doing
place.
something like that.
You realize being in first means more things will be shooting at us?
See right there. Ghost, you're gonna contradict yourself. Thought we were supposed to be in first. No, no, we don't want to be in first. Stuff will shoot at us.
Fancy riding. You're in the lead.
Oh man, that grenade just killed all my momentum.
Last lap. Show them what we can do.
Oh man, that guy's right on my butt. I don't know that I've seen that one before. Shit! Doing those fans is absolutely critical to this race. Doing it right. I did not do it right. But we still get a win.
We have a winner.
Alrighty. Look at all that pretty fireworks. Love it. Love fireworks. They're so amazing, beautiful, and they're righteous glory exploding all over the whole. God, that guy just died on me. That wasn't me. Did not do that. Had no part in it. Yeah, another chess piece. I think I already got that one too. So I think that's going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining me. And I think we, comprehensively covered everything that the Sparrow Racing has to offer. If I missed anything, feel free to let me know. As always, you can follow me over at Twitter on or at, it's probably going to be at 0and09. Otherwise, the stream will go ahead and get posted over to YouTube for posterity's sake. And then again, if you find any value in what it is that I do, please consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/0and09. That's ZEROAND09. Otherwise, I'll be back Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Time, the only time zone that matters.